Welcome back to Midday. We are starting off the show with some fun little furry friends. And of course, we have Mary Ellen from Purity Feed joining us. Thanks for being here, Mary Ellen.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And these are the little guys and gals that we're talking about. You brought some baby chicks for us to enjoy.
We brought the baby chicks in. They come in weekly
so
now
cute.
For customer orders, yes.
Wow. So this is the time of year.
This is the time of year.
Now tell me this. I know that with the weather, things were pushed back slightly. Is this normally the time you'd receive the chicks, or should you have already gotten them?
They start the middle of March.
Oh, they do, okay.
And we get chickens right through till the last week in June.
Okay.
Baby chicks, they come in weekly, so they'll be both meat birds and laying birds. These ones in particular are laying birds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Listen to them. I don't know if everyone can hear. Oh, look, that's a good close-up. And they woke up. They were sleeping before the segment, so they've woken up for their TV debut.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, I guess, about the spring season at Purity Feed. I know you guys have so much to offer at the store.
Oh, we do. We have a wonderful selection in the greenhouse right now. Plant material. We have lots of fantastic advice for everybody on their gardening needs. We have just all sorts of ideas as far as fertilizing, pruning, planting your garden,
Yeah, it's
raised
really
beds,
everything you need to know.
Yeah, everybody has their little niche and like to share it with everybody.
Yeah,
so.
well, Mary Ellen, I want you to talk specifically, if you can, today about these little guys and raising urban hens in our community. I know that we have a little pamphlet here from the city of Kamloops, which of course there's some bylaws that people need to abide by, but talk a little bit about it. Has it become really popular in our city now?
Very popular. Yeah. Every year I've noticed an increase, and probably in the last 4 years. And people just asking questions about it, whether or not, it's suitable for them. There's lots of young families that it's been a project for the kids to learn that they're growing something and producing something. There's quite a few little kids that come in and they have their own chicken customer, egg customers. And
cute.
Yeah, so it's very nice and it's fun for them. Yeah. And they're all a pet, every chicken. They'll come in and tell you a story about what Sally the chicken's done. So
they get names
really neat.
too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
So what would you say the benefit to raising hens in our community is? I mean, it's obviously something, as you mentioned, has taken off. Lots of people are starting to do so, but why do that? I mean, why would you recommend that?
I think a lot of people are just wanting to show, or themselves knowing what they're putting into their product. And it's a big thing. We have a natural line of vegetable-based feed for the chicks that a lot of people have switched over to. So there's no GMO in it. So they know what they're eating. And that's a big thing for everybody nowadays.
Yeah. So maintaining the coops, the little chicken coops, how do you start maintaining them, and what's the importance around making sure they're maintained properly?
As far as when they're young, you've got to keep the chicks warm.
Oh, okay.
And so, those first few days, they're 98 degrees. Wow. So you have to have a heat lamp shining down on them, keeping them warm. And then as they grow, the temperature drops down. And these guys in particular are 5 days old.
Oh my goodness, they're just newbies.
Yeah, so they hatched last Wednesday.
Wow.
And
one's trying to take off.
Yeah, exactly. Getting his pilot's license.
Yeah.
But they, as they grow and they'll feather out, then they need to develop into a bigger caged area.
Okay.
They do get stinky after a while, so the bedding and that does have to be changed on a regular basis. And you're also monitoring your birds then and seeing what their needs are.
And just quickly before we let you go, Mary Ellen, as far as the city bylaws go, what would you say is sort of the most important thing to remember?
I think that you have to make sure that you're following the guidelines for a pen, proper pen, an area for them to move around in. They have fencing rules. They have minimum 2 birds, maximum 5 birds is the city's, and no meat birds. So it's strictly laying and no roosters.
Okay, so there are a few things
There
to
is
remember.
some guidelines. The website's fantastic. So, if you're interested, go and have a look on the website.
Yeah, I find it fascinating how this has really grown in popularity.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's neat to see that, you know, you don't have to live in a remote area or a outlying community to be able to do this. You can do this in the city.
That's so true.
Yeah. Very
It's
cool.
fantastic.
Well, thank you so much, Mary Ellen.
You're very welcome.
We really appreciate your time and bringing in these little guys. They're just so incredibly adorable. And I love this makeshift greenhouse you've made. Quickly, let's talk about that. So this is keeping them as warm as can be right now, though, right?
It is keeping them as warm as can be, and they actually generate a fair bit of heat themselves. So, but this is actually a propagation greenhouse for growing your bedding plants. But it was clear enough that so that everybody could see the birds today. So.
I love that. Yeah, no, we really appreciate
the
that.
creative moment.
Well, yeah, you had to be, right?
Exactly.
Because we wanted to make sure they weren't running all over the studio. So, good idea. All right, thanks, Mary Ellen.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. For more information, there's All Purity Feeds contact information. Their website is there as well. We're back in a couple of minutes with Roxana Ferguson with your travel special, so stay with us.